this is the last video. We're doing absolute value inequalities, but now greater than. Okay, so we'll start. We're looking at the absolute value is greater than or equal to 2. Well, we know that 2 works. We know that 3 works. 2.5, 3.5, 4, 4.5. So anything out here works. We know that. But also we've got some negatives, because the absolute value of -4 is 4. That's greater than 2. The absolute value of -5 is 5. That's greater than 2. So anything this way is going to work, and it's going to go all the way down to -2. The absolute value of -2 is 2. So anything here, this is what our graph looks like when we have the absolute value of x is greater than or equal to 2. Notice this is an or statement, and that's huge. And so just like we did before, we have x is greater than or equal to 2, but now I'm going to use the word or because it's 2 halves, and now I say x is less than or equal to -2. Notice for this side, I had to switch the inequality. I switched the inequality and quality and the sign. So instead of +2, I have -2. Okay, the way we write that, you all know. Negative infinity to -2, square bracket, because it's equal to, union, square bracket, 2, comma, positive infinity. And that's what's going to be important that you know for the test, because that's what it looks like on the test, is an or statement that looks like that. It's not an and statement. You can't write it in a single, sweet thing. You've got to have that crazy or statement. All right, so let's do this next one. We have the absolute value of x plus 2 is greater than 8. So we say x plus 2 is greater than 8, or x plus 2 is less than -8. So now I solve them. I subtract 2, so x is greater than 6, or subtract 2, x is less than -10. All right, so when I graph this on my happy number line, it's going to be less than -10, so that's an open circle. It's going to go this way for less than 10, and then greater than 6, open circle, and then everything to the right. And again, we write that as -infinity, comma, -10. This time, because it's just greater than, we use a round bracket, and then we put our or symbol, which is the u, and parenthesis starting at 6 and going to positive infinity. And that's our answer in interval form. All right, next one, same thing. 3x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 13, or 3x plus 4 is less than or equal to -13. Now, in some ways, you're lucky you're taking a multiple choice test, because lots of kids don't like to write the ands or the ors with the less than and greater than, and you would lose a point if you didn't do it. But this, it's either right or wrong. So we'll subtract 4 for this, and so I get 3x is greater than or equal to 9. Divide by 3, x is greater than or equal to 3, or subtract 4, 3x is less than or equal to -17, not a very nice number. Divide by 3. Let me move these answer parts down a little bit. So x is less than or equal to -17 over 3. So here's my number line, and it's going to be greater than 3, greater than or equal to 3. So 3, close circle, everything to the right. It's going to be less than -17 over 3. I don't even care what that is as a mixed number. Nobody cares. We just graph it, and then it's got to be less than or equal to this. So then my answer is negative infinity, comma, negative 17 over 3, square bracket this time because it's equal to, or square bracket 3, comma, infinity. Remember, infinity is always round. And then isolate your absolute value when necessary is what that says over there, which of course you would have done without my telling you, because we always do that. But I would add 1 to both sides before I got started. So the absolute value of 2x plus 6 is greater than 16. Now right here, you should not be doing anything with the stuff inside the absolute values until you get it out. Okay, it's really stuck inside there, and until you get it out, you shouldn't be doing any algebra on it. So you really need to rewrite this as 2x plus 6 is greater than 16, or, because it's greater than, 2x plus 6 is less than negative 16. So subtract our 6, we get 2x is greater than 10, so x is greater than 5, or on the other side, subtract 6. That gives us negative 22. So 2x is less than negative 22. Divide by 2. X is less than negative 11. So using my number line, here's my negative 11. Open circle, everything to the left. 5. Open circle, everything to the right with my 5, and then an interval form, negative infinity, comma, negative 11, round bracket because it's not included, or, which is union, round bracket 5, comma, infinity. All right, I think you know everything to do the homework. Don't forget the homework is due, I forget which day I said it was due. I have it written down.